What have you learned from Battlefield 3 and what have you brought over to Battlefield 4?
We learned quite a lot, to be honest. Battlefield 3 was a big step forward for us with new engine and new, almost a fresh start for the Battlefield franchise. We learned a lot, everything from input, how the character moves, how the weapon moves, how the weapon handles, to bigger things like destruction and battle log and things like that. Trying to improve in every area and then iterate, and then add some innovation, of course, to the game.
And can you walk us through some of the changes you made to the class system, to weapon balance, and the kind of things that we don't really notice but make a surprising amount of difference?
Yeah. I think the under the hood stuff is quite big in this game. Everything from, like you say, the classes, how the classes work. You still have 4 classes, but we have the weapons and how you customize the weapon is a big thing for us. We can now add like variations to scopes in a big way. You can add like canted sights. You can add alternative optics to your gun. You can put camo on your guns to personalize it slightly. You can do a lot of things. And then of course with new guns from the Chinese army, new guns for the US army, and new guns for the Russian army, you have the ability to how should I put it? The core shooting experience have been tweaked quite a lot, making sure that it's snappier, it's faster. It's supposed to just feel better and faster, so for the player to move around, for the player to navigate, for the player to aim and shoot. We're trying to make sure that the core is at its best, and then on top of that add the environmental changes like Levolution, where the map actually changes as you play. With destruction, which is of course both tactical in a small way and in a big way. Then you have the big, more epic events like the skyscraper falling down in the Siege of Shanghai map, which actually moves the flag from the top of the building down to the rubble pile below, also adding dust to the air, changing the map for instance pilots or long-range snipers. We're changing the way vehicle handles and adding progression trees for vehicles, so that we have some avid pilots and tankers that only spend time doing that, so we want to give them more stuff to do, so it's almost like a game in itself to just be a pilot. What more?
One of the things I noticed when I was playing Battlefield 3 is that so if you sort of imagine the sort of unlocks of items as a sort of curve like that, it's quite slow to start, and then felt like you got quite a lot of items very quickly, and you never got anything again for what felt like months. Have you rethought about how things are going to be unlocked?
Yes.
About a slightly sort of smoother?
Yes, we're smoothing out the curve, of course, trying to find the perfect curve, because you don't want to, again, like to your point, you don't want to bloat people in the beginning, you don't want to give away too much or too little, and I think that our biggest problem is actually the fact that people are playing the game for so long that we run out of things to give you. So we're of course adding more stuff to the unlock tree, but also focusing down on the individual play style. So if you're focusing on a specific gun, that's your favorite gun, you will unlock things that fits that gun. But also then looking at BF3, where you actually hint players to try different things to unlock things that you normally don't use, so you start to use them. We're adding alternative knives. We're adding accessories for handguns, for instance. So there's a lot of things you can do and you can unlock as you're playing the game. So again, to your point, trying to flatten out the curve a bit, but also then adding more stuff for you to unlock further down the line.
And will this allow for premium subscribers to have more options, like special camos and special knives? I know there was a special knife skin if you're premium. Is it there now the option to have this entirely different knives if you're a premium subscriber?
Yes. Well, not only for premium, for all players, you will be able to unlock new knives, for instance. So premium, of course, will be back in one shape or form. But in general, we want a very flexible and scalable system, so that we can actually listen to the community and see what works, what doesn't work, and then change things as we go. So under the hood, we'll change quite a lot of things. So it's not only cosmetical changes.
Obviously, I mean, now you're developing for Xbox One, PS4, PC, and they're all going to have 64 players playing. I know there's 360 and PS3 versions, which I think are 32 still.
24 still.
24, sorry, my mistake. And but I think one of the things with Battlefield 3 is that because the 360 version of PS3 was being developed sort of very much alongside the PC, some of the maps that were made for PC, some of the maps that were made for 24 players on console, and you sort of ended up sometimes not thinking quite right. But now that you've basically got 64 players, is that an active part of your map design?
Yes, of course it's easier when you have the same cap, so to speak. You can design maps that are catering for the bigger player count. But then again, we are also aware of the fact that even back in the days, when it was PC only and we had 64 players, some people didn't like to play 64 players. They wanted to play smaller scale battles in a smaller environment. So we still want the scalability to be able to scale the maps down, even for PC and PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, because not everyone loves to play 64-player matches all the time. They want to have a more intimate and more tighter experience. So we still have to cater for the smaller map sizes, still having 64 players as the core design of all the maps. So yes, it helps quite a lot.
And so I guess, what kind of approaches to map design have you got? So I mean, Siege of Shanghai feels like a really big sort of bombastic, things falling down. I mean, are they all like that? Are there some quiet maps? Are there some really big sniper maps? I mean, I hate sniper maps. But there's some really big sniper maps. I mean, is there going to be a lot of variety in the kind of tone and place in these maps and Battlefield?
Yes, absolutely. I think the motto is variation. You want to create a game that is not only varied in its core when it comes to weapons, vehicles, gadgets, etc., but also when it comes to you choose to play a map for a specific reason. You need to find your favorite map. You need to find the map that defines the type of gameplay that you want to play. Because if all maps were designed in the same way, and it was only cosmetic changes, then why would I change maps? There is no I want to see green instead of brown. That's not a reason, I think, to create new maps. We want to create maps that are varied when it comes to both how they play vertically and when it comes to the actual footprint scale, but also when it comes to the emotion and how it's supposed to feel, creating variety for different types of players. Because again, Battlefield is supposed to work for a lot of different people. It's not a game about one thing, it's a game about you and how you play together with people that have a different personality, and you can all play together or you can all play against each other. And I think again, Siege of Shanghai here on the show floor proves that you can stay in the metro if you want to and play that type of gameplay, and then all of a sudden you have a helicopter shooting down from above, or you have a tank crashing down into the metro, creating a new scenario, or you can fight up in the sky bar and have that experience, and then all of a sudden that gets mixed up with the helicopter or the whole building falling down. So you want to have both the isolated gameplay where you can play in a way that you're good at it, but then you need something that shakes that up and change the game so it turns into something else. And each personality should have its benefits, so to speak. So we want to cater for all types of players. So Battlefield 4 will be out on October 29th on PC and Xbox 360 and PS3. The next-gen consoles are yet to be decided.